Welcome back, guys, to another Digital Cheesecake podcast. If this is the first time you're listening, give us a follow, give us a share, tell all your friends and family about us. And today we've got the fantastic Alexander from NoNormal, who's joining us on today's podcast, all the way from Zurich, Switzerland. Welcome, Alexander.
Thank you very much.
For those who don't know you, I was hoping you could give us a little bit of a summary about your background, your history, and what you're up to with NoNormal at the moment.
Sure. So my background is originally in industrial design. I did a studies in interaction and industrial design here in Zurich, and then pretty quickly started working as like a self-employed designer. Then switched to consumer electronics, worked for quite a long time for a German audio company called Sennheiser, developed headphones, microphones, and then moved into interior design, store development. So we built a few stores for them around the world. And then a strong focus on APAC and the US, where we opened a few really nice stores. And then moved into the agency world, where I was head of account management for a fairly large agency here in Zurich. And then we had the amazing idea of putting coffee in a tube, and that's where I'm here right now.
Where did that idea come from? Because coffee in a tube.
Niche.
It's so
niche.
obvious.
Not really a thing. Where did the idea come about?
I mean, it was an idea that kind of happened out of necessity. I mean, my co-founder, myself, Philip, we're childhood friends, and we spend a lot of time outdoors. We go skiing, go hiking, camping, you name it.
Nice.
And coffee's always an essential part of these adventures. We even sometimes plan our adventures based on where we're going to drink coffee. Like, oh, that's a really nice bench or like nice peak where you have like a nice view. And I used to take half my kitchen with me. I had the grinder, I had the Bialetti, I had everything with me. And he used to take like Nescafe instant sticks with him. And I would always complain while walking up the mountain, and he would complain when he had to drink the coffee. So 2 years ago, we had a bit of a brainstorm on a longer hike we had in the French part of Switzerland. And I had just tried coffee concentrate. And he just came back from a longer camp expedition outside. And we were just like, hey, this coffee concentrate is pretty good, but it's not portable. You have to refrigerate it, and it's kind of liquid, and then it comes in a glass. It's just not ideal. How do we make that portable? How do we make that work for our kind of outdoor adventures? And, in the discussion while hiking, he was like, Coffee de Tube, which in Swiss German means coffee in a tube. And at first I was like, dude, that's a stupid idea, But while hiking, I was like, well, actually, could be kind of cool. And the tube is a cool form factor. It's really like this honest, kind of slightly vintage, but still kind of futuristic. Yeah, it's really premium, and it's really sustainable when you do it right. So by the end of the hike, we were both like super excited about this idea. And that's kind of how it kicked it off, yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
And then how did you test it to see what other people's thoughts were before launching it, properly?
Yeah. I mean, of course, you do the usual. We started off, well, the first step was like, okay, we were like, okay, this is a great idea. We're probably going to Google it. And then like, there's 1,000 companies already doing it. So the first step was like figuring out like, okay, nobody else is doing this anywhere across the globe. So that was like step one, check,
Yeah.
Step two was us kind of trashing our kitchens and trying to make coffee concentrate, and then understanding that you need quite a big setup to actually make that happen. And then we found a partner. It was like a food development agency in Zurich, where we could go and pitch our idea and kind of give them a brief of how it should look like, how it should taste, how it should work. And 2 months later, they came back with the prototype. It was far away from what we have now, but it kind of showed that it's possible. Is it possible to make a paste that dissolves in hot water and results in a cup of coffee? So that was like a really good moment. And of course, we would then show it to our friends and family, which were actually brutally honest. So many of them were like, guys, that's a stupid idea.
Sometimes, your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have like some of my best friends told me like, stupid idea, don't do that. It's like nobody's going to want to buy that. Looks disgusting.
Have you got any Australian friends that would give you the feedback? Because Aussies really love their coffee, so I'm interested to try it.
Well, today we have a lot of interest from Australia. We actually are in discussions with the Australian distributor right now because there's so much interest. But back to the point, what really helped was we got an appointment at the biggest outdoor retailer in Switzerland. not to pitch him the idea, more to get his feedback. And we had like a shitty little sample. There was not a branding on it, anything. It was just like a little tube with nothing on it. And we kind of talked to him about the idea. And at the end of the talk, he was like, I'm going to be your first customer. I would like 600 tubes.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was like, okay, you know, this is just not a random friend telling us like, go for it.
Cool.
It's actually somebody
Yeah.
who's willing to put down the money. So that really helped us to kind of like be like, okay, I think we're onto something.
And were you doing this full time, or you like
No.
Yeah, so you'd also had your other work, plus you're testing this, which is kind of what a lot of people do when they're scaling and growing. Yeah.
Which I absolutely recommend. Recommend. Because what we then did was, you know, the crowdfunding way.
Yeah.
But funny side story, we were kind of paranoid that somebody's going to steal our idea. So we didn't go
Makes
on
sense.
Kickstarter. We kind of chose like a local, like Swiss, really small platform. But then like a bunch of US food influencers read about it and started posting. And most of our orders for that crowdfunder came out of the US.
And you're lucky because you want it to be like, if people are going to start getting wind of it, they want to be positive stories. So you just want to like make sure you can control it.
Yeah. So, and there, I mean, we really used we had like mustard tubes, which we would spray paint and like kind of paint our logo on, and that we would use for like the video and stuff.
Yeah.
It would look cool though.
I mean, today you could do it with AI, but that back then, you know, it was 2 years ago, but still, you know, it was all like manual work still. Yeah.
Yeah, the content's still a bit of a beast, but well, cool, because I really love the brand and the design of it. So that was.
Thank you very much.
You guys do that yourself, because obviously you come from marketing, or did you try and get external help? And
so we did most of it ourselves. We did already, imagine it, have a logo redesign, which you would probably hardly notice.
yeah,
But as an industrial designer, sometimes you feel you're also a graphic designer, but very often you're not. So I came to the conclusion, okay, you know what? This first year was all good, but now before we actually scale, let's make this proper. So we got outside help to kind of redesign the logo and make it like scalable also when it comes to like the layout of the tube and the colors and stuff. So that was really helpful. But still today, most of it happens in-house by the two of us.
and all kind of when you started it, was it like self-funding, like you went, or you looked at like grants and things like that, or you kind of just like kickstarted it on your own, because you did the crowdfunding, you said, but nothing else else.
So up to the crowdfund, everything was self-funded. The crowdfund paid for our first production.
Yeah.
But then for a very long time, it was just us paying it out of our own pockets. Because, I mean, thank God we're not 20. You know, we have a bit of a career behind us. So we had a bit of savings,
Yeah. Fair.
which is now slowly reaching its end. So we actually got some angel investors on board, which kind of helped us really kickstart this thing. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
Are
Okay.
you aiming at the strictly the outdoor section, or are you trying to bring it in home as an alternative as well?
From the very beginning, we said this is the outdoor coffee. We want to own that space. We want to be the number one outdoor coffee in the world. And we do that with all of our communication, with all of our focus. We only go to outdoor retailers right now. And we really double down on that outdoor use case.
Fair enough. It's such a strong, unique selling point.
But a lot of people use it at home still. You don't have to say, people will get that. You know, it's like the Patagonia jacket, which people use on the Wall Street.
Yeah.
Patagonia would never talk about that use case.
Yeah, true.
So that's also something that we had to stop ourselves from doing. Like, oh, let's show people how you can make a coffee at home. Like, dude, you don't have to do that. Like, they will understand it by themselves. And by staying true to the outdoor case, we just stay credible in that area. So I think that was a smart decision to kind of keep that focus going.
What about so because people love coffee so much, when they say how good is your coffee, what do you compare it to? Or how do you say, or like, what's the flavor, if we were to explain it to people on here?
I mean, that's one of the trickiest parts of the product, I would say, because coffee, you know, I mean, some people think that Nescafe is the best coffee in the world. Fair enough. You know, like, I'm not going to challenge you with that. So we were, from the day one, we were very, very careful with that. Also because, you know, if you do it wrong in the coffee space, people can roast you, you know.
Yeah.
Like there was
It's a
other
big thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So there was
Yeah.
another brand doing I think a matcha in a tube or something.
Yeah. Ah.
And I think their video was like a table full of like all these like traditional matcha gear, and he was like, "Rat, you don't need that anymore. Now you have this." And like the matcha community, like I think he got like death threats and stuff. So
Because it's a process. That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
like,
we were more like, look, I mean, I have an espresso machine here at the office, you know, but I can't bring it on the mountain or I can't bring it when I'm traveling. So this is why we developed this
solves
product.
a key problem. Yeah.
And I think for those moments where you don't have access to a coffee machine, it's the best tasting coffee solution you'll get. When it comes to the flavor profile, we like to compare it with a mocha.
Cool.
So that's kind of the
Chocolatey.
profile that we're aiming for. It's dark roast.
Mm.
It's an uncomplicated cup of coffee. You know, we're not trying to be like single origin from Pablo, single sourced from Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's an uncomplicated cup of coffee. However, we still use premium coffee. It's still 100% Arabica from Colombia. It's fair trade coffee. So it's like we tick all the boxes while staying uncomplicated.
Nice. And what's been the most unexpected thing about building the business so far?
I mean, there's so many things. It's like
It's a very broad
It's a hard
question.
one, isn't it?
yeah, because I have so many answers to it. But it's like I guess the fact that we scaled pretty fast,
Yeah.
and with that you would think like, okay, nice, like, you know, everything is amazing. But I think the understanding that if you want to be successful as a startup, so much has to go right. Like
But also, so much can go wrong, no?
Yeah.
So it's like,
so much
And
can go
is
wrong.
it? Yeah.
And I feel like I see so many companies, like even if I walk through the city and I see like a hairdresser where nobody's ever sitting in there, I'm like, how?
it
How
makes
does that
me
work?
angry. Oh, that stuff, yeah, kills
Yeah.
me.
And we're like, you know, we're selling our tubes globally. Like people are loving the brand, and it's still a journey to get there, you know.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that realization of like, hey man, like a lot of stuff has to go really, really well to you be able to have a successful startup. I think that's a really big realization, but also like, you know, the learnings that you make along the way is like it's incredible. Like what I learn in a week is like more than you learn in a year of studying. You know,
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that.
That's
keeps you
really
start to get into
that's
it.
really really cool. Yeah.
I like that.
What you said about the hairdressers is what I think about all the
All the
American
time.
sweet shops in London.
Yeah.
Well, we know about, yeah.
I agree, Jack.
heard
The
the
ones on Oxford
stories.
Circus here, and I'm like, those sweet shops.
Do you have lots of American sweet shops in Zurich? Because there's like on Oxford Street.
Not
there's one
really,
every
no.
10 shops. Next time you
no,
come
no.
to London, it's crazy. I don't know how they're still in business.
I think they
Same, I
shut
don't
some
get it
down.
either.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they shut some down.
And maybe also something which I really enjoy is the network that you can create.
Me too.
Yes.
I feel like huge.
Like it's so easy, and through platforms which I didn't think before. I was like, okay, you know, when you start a business, you probably have to go to like conferences and whatnot to like
Yeah.
meet people. Hey, Instagram, you know,
Yeah.
the amount of people that I meet on Instagram, like other business owners that are like super eager to talk, super eager to collaborate. And now I've even joined like a few Slack channels, like super
Nice.
random, like
Yeah.
outdoor startups in the US. You know, it's like with like 400 people in there,
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
everybody's like talking to each other, and that's like super amazing. And I think because we're so active in the US, I mean, the US is by far our biggest market. It's also the US spirit when it comes to like starting a business is just like, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
In Switzerland, it's like,
I mean, be honest.
careful, you know, like don't spend too much, you might go broke. And like it's, and
Feel
the
like
US
the
just like
UK.
all in, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
But it's
mentality is
nice.
really inspiring.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
so-
Because the UK is very similar to that as well. It's very like cautious to everything, but I think the US are very, they're very proactive and positive, aren't they? In general.
Yeah, totally. We were aware that we first have to build a brand before we go to wholesale, especially in the outdoor space where you kind of need that credibility. So the first year we focused a lot on kind of B2C, you know, content creation online, marketing, getting a lot of press coverage, etc., and kind of building that traction on our own page. And then, funny enough, our biggest accounts were inbound.
Okay.
Because it's just the two of us. We don't have time to drive around the country and visit all these stores.
Yeah.
So, and now we're getting into the phase where like, okay, B2C is working, wholesale is working really well. Like, you know, retailers are ordering again, and wholesale is generating new customers for us on our own page because, you know, they see it at the store, afterwards buy it at us.
Nice.
Now let's invest in like somebody reaching out to more stores and getting us into bigger stores. Because obviously that's the exciting part. When you have like 100 retailers that sell you can have that forecast, you can have that, because B2C is like a roller coaster, it's like amazing sales, no sales, amazing sales, no sales. It's like
wake up and you check your Shopify or whatever. Like,
you go nuts, versus
Yeah.
with wholesale, you're like, okay, based on the last 6 months, we know pretty much what's going to happen in the next 6 months. Yeah.
So I've got so many questions, but I know Jack and Sarah do too. You guys want to jump in, or I can keep cracking on?
Yeah, go for it.
So on the marketing sense, I didn't even tell you who I am. Marketing, I run a marketing agency, but we work with a lot of startups where it's really interesting that we've seen some you either crash and burn sometimes if you're not willing to take the risk on let's put our cash into these areas. So where have you seen that it's been, well, luckily you guys have got talent already yourself. I think that's already one is if you're already talented in the marketing space, you know what stuff's going to work. But you said kind of instantly getting your page right, so your social was really crucial. I guess if you scaled now, where are you thinking of testing and what's working? For our clients, it's content at the moment. Content is smashing it. But what do you think as well for you guys?
I mean, I think at the very beginning, we hired a few people to get the basics right. In the sense of of course you can build your Shopify store yourself, but are you really capable of making sure that it's all the metadata is correctly made, that Google finds you, now AI finds you, just the pure basics that's running? Or do you have an email flow in place that, people will get reminded to order, blah, blah, blah. And for that, we got freelancers to help us there, that was very, very helpful. Yes, content. I mean, content for me is a tricky one, especially as a founder, where we're kind of trying to tell this founder-led story. Because at the time where we were doing a lot of content ourselves, I was just doing content all day, and at some point I was like, is that really the
whole life?
Yeah, is that the best way of spending my time, is editing videos for Instagram? So I kind of, even though I would love to do more of that, we had this series called Building NoNormal Coffee, which it seemed a lot of people looked at. Now I kind of pivoted towards newsletter.
Yeah.
Just because for me, Sunday evening, I can sit down and just write about the week, and people seem to like it. And I don't have to edit a whole video, because that's
it's the video content that takes forever. I see with lots of founders that start and they're like, cool, it'll be really easy. We'll just get someone to do the content. And you're like, well, it's actually you need to show the content from the business, but then do you spend all your days doing it?
Yeah.
You can't scale.
So what's worked really well for us is PR.
Yeah. Okay. It's good to hear, because everyone's got a different approach on that from a new business. So tell us more.
So we had, I think our product was very good for that. So we had a lot of free press at the very beginning. So we had about post-launch 6 to 8 months of ongoing press. It was just
amazing.
We had every day somebody mentioned us. If it would
how did that get picked up naturally?
Yeah, because you create this flywheel of a newspaper posts about it, gets a lot of interaction, somebody else sees it and says, oh, we also have to write about them, and it kind of generates this wheel of engagement, and then every country would pick it up differently. So in the US, people are like, what the fuck, coffee in a tube, and in the UK they were like, is this the new Marmite or Vegemite? I'm not sure what it is.
Marmite.
Yeah. So, and then the UK would start picking it up. And so, that was really great. And I would think we got about, our current PR agency did a calculation. It was about $400K worth of free press.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Which is obviously gold, but we also knew that's not going to go forever. So how do we prepare ourselves for when that kind of starts, fading off?
That's what I mean. Yeah. When you see a plateau, right? So how do you keep the growth going?
So we were thinking about getting a PR agency, and the question was, do we get one in the outdoor space or do we get one in the innovation space? And at the very beginning, we were like, okay, I think we can still, the innovation train is not over yet. Let's kind of squeeze that one first. So we hired an agency focusing on innovation. They got us a lot of great hits.
Nice.
And then once that kind of really that train kind of left the station, we said like, okay, now let's get a partner who can really get us into like the credible outdoor media, because that's now where we really have to build like credibility, and that's what we're doing, and it's working really nicely.
Cool.
Nice.
And are you working with any influencers like on TikTok or online?
So that's something we do a ton, is like seeding.
It looks like you got a lot of ambassadors on your website. Yeah.
Yeah, so our product is obviously, we don't have like a $300 backpack. We have like a product which is fairly cheap for us to give away for free.
Yeah.
So as soon as we feel like this is a content creator which is a fit, we will send them product. And very often that will end in a post, which is great. And then those who we feel are like a really good fit or are real fans of the product, those we would bring in as like ambassadors, which basically means that they will get ongoing product, and we'll have kind of a collaboration going, not just on a content side on like, let's say Instagram, but also they might write a blog post about us, which we can then share on our channels. And now so that was kind of year one. And now year two, we said like, okay, if we could choose one ambassador, who would it be? Who would be like the perfect ambassador for NoNormal? And from day one, for Philip and me, it was always clear that this was Chris Burkhardt. I'm not sure if you know him.
I was like, not Bear Grylls.
That would be quite a good one, actually.
Obviously not. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Bear Grylls would also be cool.
Yeah, I think so.
But Chris we're just both fans of him. He's a really good photographer,
Nice.
and we just loved his content, and he has obviously a massive reach. So now we're kind of doing a bit of a collaboration with him to kind of figure out, just to see like what works, what doesn't. Is that maybe a better fit than working with a lot of small ones? Maybe let's do a test with one big one. And that's also how we work. We trial and error all the time. Like we do things, if it doesn't work, we cut it, and then we do the next thing. And I think that's why we've learned so much in the past year. We've just like done so much, and also so much that didn't work. But a few things did work really well, and that's what we're continuing to do right now.
But that's the exciting part of a startup, isn't it? All that kind of testing and failing and then learning and then trying something new. So do you have anything in the making that you can tell us about, like new ideas that are coming through, or something that's already in the works of what's next for the brand?
We have so many ideas.
That's okay.
And I think that's also a challenge of ours. And I think Philip and I think if we would have the cash to do so, we would be like, like 100 ideas going out. But we really have to kind of challenge ourselves and be like, look, we have 2 great products now. Let's focus on getting them out there.
Okay. Nice.
Because very often you launched your product and 2 months later you're like, okay, so what's next? And your audience hasn't even seen the product yet,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like focus on the core products,
Exactly. So we're going to stick to these 2 products for next year, that's for sure. But what's happening is going to be brand collaborations. We're going to collaborate with 2-3 really, really cool brands next year.
Exciting. That's exciting,
It's obviously big outdoor brands, so you're like, we want
outdoor brands, trail running brands.
Yeah, cool.
So always kind of in that outdoor space.
I wonder if there's a big footwear brand that I'm thinking of as well that could be.
There's a North Face in Switzerland. Just go knocking on the door.
True, yeah. I was thinking of Vivo, but yeah, as well.
We actually had the honor to go and visit On yesterday, because they're
Nice.
literally,
They're killing it at the moment.
I can almost see their headquarters from my office. So.
Yeah.
And they're doing an amazing job, of course.
They are. We've got a couple.
So that's something which is going to be coming next year, and then obviously we want to focus on events.
Yeah.
Because events with our product are just like,
we see such great results for even our clients. I mean, this year, because a lot of people just want real life experiences.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I'm a digital person, I'd always be like, oh, don't do events. But we just see it for like new brands.
Yeah.
Such a great way to connect with people. But like just doing it on a smaller scale and small spots,
And you have to, it's a bit of work. So like we actively decided not to create like our own like kind of community club situation. We kind of said like, you know what, let's piggyback on existing ones. Let's fuel existing ones, because they're more than enough. And it turns out it's quite a lot of work to find those events, where you can kind of go to without paying much or maybe nothing at all. Because all the big events, they want like big money for you.
I
to
mean,
be able
that's
to,
the thing. They're constantly like that. Even I think for new businesses, we get reached out and, do this event, it will cost you 50K. And then you're like, well, I wanted to spend that on X, Y, and Z this year. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just think like those kind of businesses aren't realistic for lots of new scale ups this year, right? Like, people
Yeah, you have to see what's
Totally.
realistic. Yeah.
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 But I think for the future kind of portfolio of us, we can go in many directions. We can really deep dive into the coffee space, different roast levels. We can work with roasters, special editions, limited drops, etc., etc. We can go into form factors in the coffee space. We can do smaller units, bigger units, or we can just focus on the outdoor nutrition space, and build out our portfolio there. So I think the term NoNormal really allows us to kind of do that in all kinds of directions. So let's see where the future takes us. Yeah.
Are you trying to drive any other specific markets? Because I know you mentioned the US is probably your biggest market, and then Australia have a massive interest as well. So have you got your eyes on any other focuses?
Yeah, so Switzerland is important for us because we're made in Switzerland and the brand is Swiss. So we really want to kind of build that market out. Then the US, of course, a lot of traction there. Most of our focus goes there.
Question
Then
on Switzerland, sorry to interrupt you. Is it a difficult market to crack sometimes?
it is.
Unless you're a local and you really know it? Because obviously the US is like different ballgame. People are keen to invest and like it's all this new innovation. Whereas Switzerland seems tough.
It's got its pros and
Yeah.
cons. So I think it's a really good market to start because it simulates Europe. Because the French part is not the German part, the Italian part is not the French part. It's like a mini Europe.
Yeah, true.
While people are pretty much innovation, like they're interested in innovation and they will have the money to spend. For us, Germany is much harder. Like the Germans are really critical, especially about their coffee. They ask like 100 questions before they even think about buying it.
Interesting.
So yeah, the UK has worked out really, really well for us. So we have a distributor in the UK. We're in about 30 stores in the UK.
I think London would be
That's
really
good.
for it. Yeah, London would be up.
Yeah. I think also because it's so interesting because the coffee culture in each country is so different. So
Yes.
Switzerland, I would say a very Nespresso country. While in the UK, like a lot of people drink instant coffee. Like in Switzerland, nobody drinks instant coffee.
They do a lot of trends. UK Brits will just follow,
Oh,
honestly.
love a trend.
Yeah. So I think
Shocked by it, but it's big here, yeah.
so the UK has worked out really, really well for us. Obviously Asia, like APAC, we have a distributor in Hong Kong. And she's pushing hard, and there it's a lot of attention from Japan, Korea, mainland China, and then Australia, South Africa.
Surprised with Australia because they're so picky about it, but then also they do just think anything that happens on the other side of the world is so interesting to them. Like,
I'm very outdoorsy.
Yeah. Yes, because they have the beautiful weather all the time.
Absolutely. And the cool thing was at the very beginning, maybe at a time you could say it was kind of foolish, but we shipped globally.
yeah, but
From
fair
our
enough.
shop. It was like we didn't make any money while doing it,
Yeah.
but we really got a really fast understanding, especially during that PR wave. We understood like, where are the pockets of customers around the world, And that really helped us to decide on, okay, which countries should we go to next? We have some countries where we had 0 orders and other countries where we had tons of orders. So it was like, that really helped us to map out the world. And I think we talked to VCs at the very beginning, and this one VC told us, start with the Switzerland, then go to Germany. And if Germany works, then you go to wherever.
Correct.
If we would have done that, we probably would have not exist today.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
Because of the pessimism. Or
it's just a really hard market. I mean, now we're going to launch in a very big outdoor retailer in Germany. And I think that's the right strategy because they will give us the credibility to be like, okay, this is a good product versus just something that maybe somebody's talking
Which is
about
the biggest
online.
retailer for outside like mountaineering and walking? Is it Decathlon?
Globally?
Just in Europe? I'm sure it must be.
Probably
Decathlon.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Across country, it's probably the Decathlon, yeah.
Is that the type of business you'd want to partner with or try and get the product in with?
It's a tricky one. I think so. I mean, I'm a fan. Even though they're like maybe you could call them discounter, the products are really good. They make sure that the products work, and I think our product could work really well there. And in general, our product just works really, really well in outdoor stores because people are already in that context in their minds.
Yeah.
And they're like, great. I need this for my hike. I need this for my trip. And for outdoor retailers, they're like, we're just going to make more sales because we don't have to remove something else to get you in. You know, if I would come as an energy bar, they'd be like, okay, I have to get rid of one of my 10 energy bars to get you in.
Yeah.
Versus with us, they'd be like, oh, we can just, you know, new
Yeah,
SKU.
great.
And they put us at the cashier, they put us at the energy bar section, they put us at the food section. So that's really worked out nicely, yeah.
I think Mountain
Have you had any of
Warehouse.
the big boy coffee businesses breathing down your neck, or
Yeah.
looking at your LinkedIn profile, or seeing
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're up
yeah,
to?
yeah, yeah. I mean, Nestle's our fans. They're definitely fans of us. I mean, we
That's
have,
cool.
they openly order through our website, like shipping it to their headquarters. Like it's not a secret. And yeah, they just order on our website. I mean, the headquarters of Nestle is in Switzerland, you know,
Really cool.
and they're openly interested about the product because, I mean, they're the biggest coffee company in the world. And I would guess that no other company in the world fills as much stuff into tubes as they do.
Yeah.
But still,
True.
for them, it's too much of a niche. You know, I think Nestle.
They don't diversify that much with their
Yeah,
products.
exactly. And why should they?
Yeah.
I mean, they have Nespresso, they have Nescafe. There's no reason. They now went into coffee concentrate, so it's too much of a niche yet. So
Yeah.
I think once we
Do you
make like
think
100
about
million, then it might be interesting.
you guys doing like pop-ups potentially?
As in pop-up stores?
You know, or just pop up, like it doesn't even need to be a physical store. It could just be like a pop-up experience. But yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just the two of us for now. So if one of us is gone like for a week, that's a
yeah,
That's a big
lot of
thing.
our manpower blocked.
fair enough.
But yeah, we're always looking for opportunities. We're now, like I said, these brand collaborations that are coming up, they
Yeah.
want to sell us in their stores.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that could be like mini pop-ups.
Exactly. I mean, that's the opportunity, right? Of like saving costs and efficiency is like, why not do a collaboration with another brand?
Totally. Yeah. That's something we're doing a lot actually, yeah.
Cool. And what are your thoughts? Do you know much about Blank Street in the UK?
Yeah, I mean they're killing it, I guess, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that. I always think is an interesting concept because people don't go for the taste of the coffee, like or the matcha and whatever. They go literally like because of the experience and like it's very trend setting and like
Absolutely.
it's so interesting as a concept that is it's just gone like gangbusters here in London. So I think it's
Yeah.
like an opening to show to people that like experience stuff is just like the kind of new thing, a new norm for what people love. It's an interesting concept. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it helps people create their identity.
Yeah.
If you have a Blank Street cup of coffee in your hand, that is a part of your identity, you know, and so is a NoNormal tube.
Yeah.
If you're on a hike, if you take out a Nescafe stick versus if you take out a NoNormal tube, that says something different about you, you know.
Totally.
People consciously or subconsciously make those decisions, and I guess you have as a brand have to kind of consciously think about what you want to be in that piece of identity.
So even in your values, I guess, when you think about it, because marketing is such a key point, is like, what are some of the like values you have? So like when people feel attached to it, because it looks similar to the ESOP, you know, like I'm sure someone's told you that, right? It looks similar, but obviously like already I used to get the ESOP hand stuff just because it was cool, but I'm not going to lie, it didn't help my skin at all. But it just looks good in my handbag. So it's kind of like, what do you guys stand for then that you think, aside from obviously the coffee element, is like, what do you stand for that people attach to, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think like you said, the tube does already a lot of heavy lifting in the sense
Yeah.
of it gives us that awareness, which is great. But at the end of the day, the product is still the hero. I mean, if the product doesn't taste good, then
Yeah, fair
you know
enough.
it's not worth it. So
Yeah.
I think back to the point before, I think our coffee tastes really good. And that's a lot of people confirm that. So that's really, really helpful because at the end of the day, that's what matters. But of course, the fact that we're Swiss made
Yeah.
is really helpful. You know, it's like the ultimate sign of quality, I guess.
Yeah, true.
And the fact that we're so dedicatedly focused on the outdoor. You know, we're not trying to be everything. We're trying to be one thing, and that really, really well. And I think that's what a lot of brands get tied up in, is like, we can be everything for everybody, and therefore you're nothing for nobody. We have a lot of people that hate our product. You know, they literally openly write us on
They
Facebook
exist
like,
everywhere,
what
don't
is
they?
this shit, you know? And that's great because that's what you want. You want people to love and hate your product. If everybody think your product is like, okay, you're not gonna be successful. So I think having that courage to really double down on that one piece or one segment, I think is really key. and not trying to please everybody, because it's impossible.
Agreed, it's impossible. So with the next year then, what are you kind of focusing on, I guess? Like there's so much, obviously, but everyone has a
Distribution.
million things. Distribution. Love the one word.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, it's been, we do our little offsites where we go kind of to the mountains and spend some days without any distraction, and it's so clear. So it's distribution and founder focus, in the sense of, you get tied up in we have to make glossy emails. We need perfect this, perfect that, and we have to act like the big guys. And at the end of the day, like, dude, that's our USP, that we're not the big guys.
Yeah.
Like, let's focus on that. And also, back to the email point, I was looking at it. We had like a freelancer helping us making these super fancy emails and whatnot. And I was like scrolling through them, and I was like, I wouldn't have opened these.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey man, thanks a lot for your help. It was perfect at that time, but right now, you know what? I'm going to take over, and I'm going to just write one email per week.
Yeah.
With whatever happens, some insights, and of course some product info if there's any to talk about. And I turned off all our flows, because people, to be honest, people are annoyed by flows. Hey, you forgot something in your car. Like, it's like,
I get loads of those.
Yeah, and do you ever react to them? No.
No, not really, because I'm kind of I know.
I checked the revenue coming in for the last 3 months of those flows. It's like $50 or something, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
And I wrote that first email saying like, hey guys, new chapter, this is what you can expect. And we got 40 people replying like, love it, go for it, looking forward to it.
So nice.
Nice.
Because
people just crave authenticity, don't they?
Yeah, and with our we have 2 products. You can't expect huge purchase rates with every email that goes out, because if you bought it, you bought it, and then you can use it for maybe in 3 months. You got our cohort is 3 months, so you have to wait 3 months until they buy anywhere again.
Tell us about the product. Obviously we know about the product, but I just want to know, you have one tube, and how many cups do you get? You get 20 to 30 cups, don't you?
Yeah, so we have a sweetened and an unsweetened one. The black one is the classic black. The gray one is the sweet black.
Okay.
The sweet black.
What do you sell more of?
Now this is the new one.
Yep.
And this sells more.
Yeah.
It's like 60-40.
Yeah.
So the sweetened one is slightly sweetened with Swiss beetroot sugar, which is grown 50 kilometers next to our production sites. And it's cool because, of course, if you like your coffee with sugar, it's great. When you're outdoors, I will drink this. At home, I will drink this because I just like the extra energy.
Yeah.
And the
Can you take it like an espresso shot? So just squirt it into your mouth. Yeah.
That you can with the sweetened one, because
wow,
you can put it on like a Snickers, like Snickers, and this is like
yum.
So yummy.
Oh, that'd be so good.
It's very, very good. So that's what I love to do when I'm outdoors. And you can literally put this on your finger or directly from the tube while you're driving or whatever. So that's really cool with the sweetened one. And the classic black is really just like your black, uncomplicated cup of coffee. I drink this at home. I drink this at work, wherever. And this will give you 30 cups, and the sweetened one will give you 20 cups. European cups.
Have you seen, it must have been used in lots of different ways that you guys unexpectedly, because I saw on the site people do it on brownies or something, and
yeah. I mean, look,
delicious.
We hear new ways of using our product every week. From a lot of people use it in their pre-workout shakes.
Yeah, fair though.
Gosh, yeah.
Great idea.
They rub their steaks in it because apparently coffee makes the meat
really
tender.
Smart. Coffee rub's amazing, so that's so good.
There you go. And yeah, they bake. So this guy yesterday at On told us that he makes banana bread with it. Nice.
Nice. That.
Yeah, so I make tiramisu with it, so I don't have to make a bunch of coffee. There's, when we have events in the evening where obviously nobody wants to drink coffee, we make espresso martinis.
Yep.
So yeah, apart from
cool
the just great cup of coffee, you can make a million other things with it, and that's also a bit of a tricky one because you don't want to overload your customer with you can do a million things with this.
Yeah.
You know what? Cup of coffee is great.
Yeah.
If you get there, then we can explore further.
I'm sure it can go so, and then you can always think, oh my God, we can go this direction. But it's really pulling yourself back and being
yeah,
let's just sell coffee.
Yeah, totally. And for a lot of people, the tube is already whoa,
yeah,
it's different.
So we focused a lot on the end product, which is the cup of coffee. And then more down the funnel, we then talk more about the paste.
Yeah.
You know, because if you talk about the paste in the beginning, people are like, what? You know, but if you, vice versa, it works better. Yeah.
Some of the things that you mentioned, though, is actually really fun, you know, from a content perspective. So you're looking
Amazing.
to produce that, you know, like TikTok content, or just kind of really stay within your
Back on
lane and
TikTok.
not be
Yeah.
too creative, not be too quirky.
I mean, TikTok is for me still, it's still a black box. I mean, we've tried a few things. We even have a TikTok seller,
Yeah.
and it's just like, I don't understand
A
how it
lot
works.
of effort. We have like with even our clients and stuff, like a lot of effort. Even our TikTok rep says the same. You know, every time we have a session, is that you've got to spend so much time building it out.
You
And
can't
like
go half-ass. It's impossible.
then yeah, which is just a lot depending on your loyalty of the customer you want, right? Like
And that's also something, when talking about learnings, it's like, I thought at the beginning I can do a lot of things kind of like, you know, I can get like a freelancer on Upwork
Yeah.
and he can kind of do it for us and stuff. No. So I thought that with TikTok. I thought that with affiliate marketing. I thought that with content creation. I thought that with email marketing. Forget it. It doesn't work. So choose one or two, do it yourself at the beginning, do it properly, and then think about going. Like TikTok, I was just like, you know what? We're just not doing it right now because it's
It's
not working anyway. We're focusing on email and Instagram, and that's working fine.
And that's I like think that's the best advice for so many people listening, because everyone says, let's do this, let's do that. And even for big brands we work on, I'm like, do not go near this stuff unless you've got people and like time and money and like
Yeah, and we, you know, you read on LinkedIn about,
that's
we
the
did so
problem,
much
isn't
sale on
it?
TikTok, and you're like, oh shit, should we also do this? I mean, we did the whole Amazon exercise, you know, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it for 6 months now,
Yeah.
and after 6 months, we turned it off again because
That's what I mean. Totally agree on the Amazon front. I think those Instagram and YouTube videos where they're like, do this yourself has caused such a bad market for like just a lot of wasted time, right? Because it's like, it's so easy to create a video and get content out. No, it's not. It is. It
it's
takes
super hard.
forever.
And you know, on the Amazon one, revenue is not equals success. You know, like we did a lot of revenue, but after 6 months, if you put a, you know, if you calculate it all through, what it all costs, you're like, huh, we didn't make any profit.
Get you on the margins, don't they, Amazon?
Yeah.
And you know, you need a guy, you need somebody who helps you. You need a consultant
Yeah.
because Amazon is like it's a different world.
Yeah, it's
It's like a second internet, you know? It's like
It's just not an easy, I don't think,
it's
easy
not
interface.
easy. You need a dedicated packaging. That means you need somebody repacking your products.
Yeah.
You need to be cheap, so you have to be constantly giving discounts. You need to do ads. It's like it piles up, and we just realized as a category owner, which we are, we're the only one making coffee in the tube. We don't need to be on Amazon. It's like
Fair
it's just
enough.
not necessary. And if you're making
Yeah.
electrolytes, you might want to think about going on Amazon because that's where people buy their electrolytes, you know?
True, but if you're thinking of a quality product sometimes, like
Yeah, you
even
don't go to
yesterday on Black Friday when I'm thinking about it, I don't go to Amazon to get my quality products that I'm, you know, like wanting to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, US, like
True.
everything's on Amazon. But
Yeah.
it's like if you want to acquire new customers and you're willing to pay for them,
Yeah.
Amazon is a great place to find new people. But you also have absolutely no clue who's buying your product. They don't
That's
share that
very
information. You have no
difficult.
idea. So forget like retargeting, forget like sending them emails because you have no clue. And
Which is awful, isn't it?
yeah,
Like,
it's awful. and it messes up all your marketing metrics.
Yeah.
Because you do an ad on Instagram, somebody sees it, goes on Amazon, buys it, you have no idea.
You have no idea.
You know? So all your meta ads look terrible because people are buying them on Amazon and you're like, oh shit, what's happening?
So true. So true.
So it's much cleaner now and I'm really happy about that decision, yeah.
That's an awesome learning.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Alexander, for coming on to the Digital Cheesecake podcast. Again,
pleasure.
guys, please follow us, share with your family and friends, and see you next time.
Thanks, Alex. It was great.
Thank you.
See you next time.